guys, Serena Starlight Witch here. I hope everyone's doing well today. So here's another video about Hecate, however you want to say it. I've always called her Hecate, but you could say her name however, she don't care. So what do you do if you're super freaking broke? You're struggling financially, you can't afford a statue, and or you can't afford offerings. Now some people are going to hate me for saying this, but it is the truth. Hecate is a lot like Jesus. There, I said it. She is basically, the witch's version of Jesus, if that makes sense. She's very humble like him. She's very forgiving like him. She's very loving like him. She's very compassionate like him. At least the version of him that Christians worship. She's not like other spirits, whether you like me saying this or not. She's a lot like Jesus. She's very humble. She's very loving. She loves almost everybody. She helps almost everybody. I'm going to have to make another video like that, about that, I mean. But she don't expect much. I will say she does expect for you to give her things because it is a sign of not payment, not greed, but it means that you respect her, it means that you love her, it means that you appreciate her, it is devotion to her. She expects you to give her what you can afford, what is in your budget. So if you have a very high budget, she expects you to share that a little bit with her. If you have a very low budget, no problem, get her what you can. She's perfectly fine with gifts from the Dollar Tree. If you have no money whatsoever, you're financially in the crap hole, because we've all been there. She loves gifts from nature. She loves dandelions, and dandelions are everywhere right now. Go pick her a bunch of dandelions and give them as an offering. If literally all you can find is a rock, give her that rock. As long as you thought about her, as long as it's a thought that matters. Like, you're broke, you have no money, so you're walking in nature, and you see this rock, and you're drawn to this rock. Oh, this is a pretty nice rock. Let me give it to Mother Hecate. So even if it's just a rock, it's the fact that you thought about her. It's the fact that you pick up that rock and take it to her. It's the thought that counts for her. And she will take that rock, and she will take what energy she can from it. And by the way, you don't have to throw away offerings. Non-perishables you could keep on her altar forever. Other things, like I use, when I give her garlic, I keep it. After I've left it on the altar for a month or whatever, I keep it and I use it in my spells or whatever, because it has her energy on it. But yeah, if you're broke, she don't care. She loves you anyways. Water's free. Your spirit should always have a fresh cup of water. Just make sure you sip it first before you give it to her. The spirits don't want anything that you wouldn't consume yourself. Some people even take a bite of the food first to give it to the spirit. But just make sure you do that with liquids. I take a sip and I say, here, this is for you, Mother Hecate. Thank you. So yeah, water's free. Believe it or not, she likes flavoring. You can get some flavoring from the Dollar Tree, that's strawberry, blueberry, whatever. Mix it up in her water. Get creative, But yeah, if you have no money, go outside. Find a stick that you think she would like. A freaking leaf, if that's all you can find. Pine cones. Pine cones are really nice. Just give her something. Like I said, she's a very humble spirit. She likes bread and honey. So, get some bread and drizzle some honey on it. Add a little bit of cinnamon. Make her toast. So she's a very humble spirit, but she does expect for you to give her something. I give her things weekly. You need to really give things weekly as an act of devotion and every time you ask for something. But it doesn't matter if you have money or not. As long as you have something, as long as you give her something. Heck, if you're in such a bad situation to where you can't even go in nature, give her a piece of your freaking hair. Give her something that is thoughtful. Something that she will like, But, like I said, she expects for you to give her what you can afford. So if you have a higher budget, she's going to expect that you share that with her, especially if she brought that money too. If she brought you $100, you should give at least $10 of that to her. Buying her a candle, buying her perfume, whatever. She loves dog figurines, so any dog stuff you can find. Dog figurines, dog pictures, whatever, you can give that to her. Owls as well. Horses. Believe it or not, she likes horses. So yeah, if you have a decent budget, spoil her. Buy her some good perfume. Go buy her a nice pretty statue. And if you can't afford a statue, she don't care. You can print out a picture of her. That is just as good. You can draw a picture of her. You can color, like the High Priestess card for her, like in a coloring book, whatever. You can color a picture of a dog. You can get a coloring book and color the picture of a dog or a horse and give, have that as a representation of her. Hecate is a very humble goddess. Like I said, she's like Jesus. She expects for you to give what you can. She don't expect fancy things. But if you can afford fancier things, she would appreciate it if you did give her fancy things. The spirit don't like selfishness. If you can spoil them, they want to be spoiled. Hecate too. If you have a lot of money, she's going to be like, what the hell? Why aren't you spoiling me? I spoiled you. I take care of you. Why aren't you taking care of me? You know what I mean? That's how she's going to feel. Get her flowers. So when it comes to offerings, get what is in your budget. If your budget is next to nothing, give her gifts from nature or what you can find. If your budget's high, get her nicer things, nicer candles. But she's not a bougie spirit, I will say that. She's very humble and she loves nature. She's not bougie. Some spirits expect fancy things and only fancy things. Heck, some spirits expect real gold and only real gold. But she's not like that. But the biggest offering that you can give her is acts of kindness and charity. Like I said, she's like Jesus. She's very similar to him. I hate to, a lot of you gonna be mad at me for saying that, but she is very similar to him. Except she has a very dark side that he doesn't have. The brimmo side where she will, a person if they really freaking deserve it. Like an evil person. Jesus wouldn't do that. So she has that dark side of her, but for the most part, she's very kind and loving. Unless, you've done something to deserve the brimmo side, the dark side. But yeah, she loves acts of charity, acts of devotion. She loves it when you help homeless shelters, women's shelters, dog shelters. She really, like, she wants me to volunteer at a soup kitchen. That's one thing she's been bringing up to me. I'm not in a position to do that right now, but I do plan on doing it in the future. So yeah, if you see a homeless person on the street, even if you have a water bottle, give them a freaking water bottle as an act of devotion to Hecate, as an offering to Hecate. What you can do, you can speak, go to McDonald's, speak over it, say, I give this food to this homeless person as an offering to Hecate, as an act of devotion to her. So if you're going to be working with her, she expects you to do charity work. She expects you to do kindness. She expects you to, to donate to shelters, even if it's just $2 freaking, but especially, giving food to dog shelters, homeless shelters, soup kitchens, any act of charity. I will say this, she loves nature. So, you can pick up trash when you see it as an act of devotion to her. You can volunteer to clean up the beach, volunteer to clean up the forest. So picking up litter is an offering to her. Charity work, any kind of charity work, whether it's feeding a cat on the street. She does prefer dogs, but a cat will do. Any act of kindness, giving something from your heart to someone else can be an offering to her. And like I said, she expects that. Like that, if you're going to work with Hecate, you're going to have to do acts of charity and kindness. She does not tolerate selfishness. The kinder you are, the more charity work you do, the more she's going to bless you. She's kind. She does charity work for billions of people on this earth. She expects for you to do your part as well. She's doing her part. She expects for you to do your part. So I will say this though, Hecate is not all love and light. She does have a very dark side to her, a side that you do not want to cross. You'll know when you've crossed. A lot of times she will send angry dogs. If you get attacked by dogs, or you come across a dog growling at you, you'll know when you've upset her. So that's very rare. But Hecate, like I said, she's like Jesus. She loves millions of people. She helps millions of people. Well, not to be rude, but Jesus don't do nearly as much work that she does. Just being honest, she does way more than he does. He's not really reliable, to be completely honest with you. She's more reliable, but I mean, that whole concept, that's how she is. So yeah, but I mean, like I said, don't mistake her, don't underestimate her. She still has a dark side, a side you do not ever want to cross. She can curse people, she can hex people, she can that's rare though, but she's done it before. People who are very evil. If she feels like that's going to save other people, she'll do it. So she does have kind of like a demonic side to her, but that side doesn't come out often. It only comes out when it's necessary and when it's deserving. You can mess up a billion times and she'll forgive you because she knows your heart. She sees your heart. She sees your mind. She sees your soul. So I just want to say this, to not underestimate her and to still have your boundaries. Don't be a servant. Don't be a slave. Don't just do and do and do and do and do for her sake. You still want to have your boundaries. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people use you just for the sake of her. I just mean, like, do your part. She doesn't like selfishness. So do your part when and where you can. But she will expect you to do your part in the world to help people, to make the world a better place. She expects that. And if you're not going to do that, well, she's not going to stick around for long. So yeah, I hope this makes sense. I was trying to think if I had anything else to say, but I don't think so. So yeah, follow me for more. Follow me.